Now here you see, today we'll be dealing the Human Genome Project. Now basically what is HGP? HGP is that, see here, till now we were dealing with the DNA sequences. Now here you have learned that the sequence of bases in DNA, okay, they deter sequence, I repeat again, see, the sequence of bases in DNA that determines the genetic information of a given organism. In other words, the genetic makeup of an organism or an individual lie in the DNA sequence. That means whatever sequencing is there in the DNA, the basic genetic makeup of the organism lies in it. That means every individual has got a different DNA sequence, and if we consume together the whole human population taken together, okay, so this human population will have all the gene together, all the combinations and all the sequence together, so that total sequence is referred to as the studying of that whole sequence is known as the Human Genome Project. Now here you see, we can isolate. Now what are the basic functions? See, we know that there are few codons. An individual gene codon may code for a particular protein. Now for example, if we rather use it in a genetic engineering form, we can develop medicines also. For example, the production of insulin. You see, the patient suffering from diabetes mellitus, they have got a problem with insulin. So if we isolate that particular sequence of DNA and help it to produce insulin, we can use it in that. So basic idea of the Human Genome Project, or it is called a mega project, and basically that is useful for a number of causes. We can use it in medicine, we can use it in forensic science, and also for studying our ancestry, evolution, everything. Okay, now you have seen approximate, we have 3 into 10 to the power 9 base pairs, and you see all this data is collected together. See, HGP is closely associated with the rapid development of new area in biology that is known as bioinformatics. That means bioinformatics deals with all the data collecting together. Okay, so we have 3 into 10 to the power 9 base pair. That's a huge gene pool, we may call it. Okay, now you see, what are the goals of HGP? The goals of basic HGP is, see, it is identifying of 20,000 to 25,000 gene in human DNA. You know, this DNA you can isolate as a geographical. For example, a mountain man in the sense, people living in the mountain, their genetic sequence may be all alike, and people living in the plain, their genetic sequence is also all alike. So that means from the genetic DNA isolation and analysis, you can easily find out that where that particular person belongs to. So determined on the sequence, we have 3 billion chemical base pairs. See, 3 into 10 to the power 9, so that is 3 billion chemical base pairs, and that combination, if you combine it in a various sequence, they are immense. So that means we can store this information in the database, we can improve tool for data analysis. See, there are certain genetic disorders that can be cured, transfer of genetic related technologies in the other sectors. Now we have ELISA test. ELISA test means, see, it's ethical, legal and social issues, ELISA, that may rise from the project. I said from the DNA sequence you can make it out that total history, evolutionary history, his living, his geographical condition of that particular human being or animal or plant. Okay, so that is not, it is, since we are human genome is related, so we have to study it with the human beings only. And you know, there are certain legal factors also. We cannot misuse of human DNA to produce different organism. We cannot crossbreed them. For example, human DNA cannot be used with the animal DNA to produce an organism. Cloning, there are certain legal factors. So what are the methods? What are the methods that is used? The method involves are two major approach. One approach focus on identifying all gene expresses RNA. That means you can sequence the tag. See, last class when we were dealing with, we were sequencing of tag and sequence annotation. What is sequence annotation? It is a, see, any mRNA or any DNA that produces a specific mRNA can be tagged, and that can be blocked also. Now for the sequence of the total DNA from the cell, from the sequence total DNA of the cell, we can use them for our project. Now you see, if you can see that, see here. Now basically we have been studying the sequences. See, random fragmentation, that means you can cut them relative to smaller sizes, then cloned in the suitable host to a specialized vector. That means if you want a particular protein synthesis, you can particularly tag and cut that. See, cloning result is and then you can multiply also, amplification. That means these are the sequences. So here basically we use as a bacteria sequence. If you can fuse it with a bacterial DNA sequence, so you get a repetition of that. Okay, and then yeast artificial chromosomes, that is there. Now you see how can it be done. You see here the human DNA is taken, it's given here, then it is cut down, the sequence is tagged with it, infused with a bacterial DNA, and here you get it. So that alignment of these sequences are humanly not possible. See, sometimes it is not possible to study because we have 22 pairs and 22 pairs of autosomes and XY. So we have a huge number of chromosomes with a huge variability. So it is a very challenging task. You see here, it is a very challenging task for assigning the genetic and physical mapping of the genome. But what is the salient features? See, salient features is basically human genome contains 31647 nucleotide base pair. That means they have got average of 3000 base pairs. Okay, now total number of estimated gene is 30,000. That is much lower to the previous estimation. Okay, then functions of unknown 50. We have undiscovered genes also. We haven't tagged out what is the function of those specific genes. Then repetitive sequences and stretching of DNA sequences, that is repeated many times. We have repetitive sequence also. Then SNP, what is that? It is known as scientific have identified 1.4 million. You see, the single nucleotide polymorphism. So how do we apply it? Basically we apply it in DNA fingerprinting. Now DNA fingerprinting is a very eminent way where you can simply isolate the DNA and you can map them. So DNA fingerprinting is studying of human genetics and human DNA sequences from individual to individual, and it's a very expensive task. Okay, now what do we have in the DNA fingerprinting? We have certain repetitive sequences, that is known as repetitive sequences. These sequences are a small stretch of DNA that repeats in the bulk genome, and sometimes they have got a major peak, so that the bulk DNA have major peak and other small peaks, that is known as satellite. That means it is visible from outside, the satelliting. So they have got a specific significance. So what is DNA fingerprinting is based on, what are they? Generally paternity testing, and secondly is for criminal forensic. So they show polymorphism. You know what is polymorphism? DNA polymorphism means variation to genetic level. That means what? If they bear to a particular person, the DNA sequence will be same. Okay, so they are used. They are used for sampling in individual. For example, they can be detected to match the stain from any other human organ, blood, hair. Okay, if then mutation also, polymorphism means they change the sequence to certain extent. That means what are the various processes? See, VNTR means variable number of tandem repeat. Okay, what do? We isolate the DNA, we digest the DNA to endonuclease, then we separate the DNA fragment, then we centrifugate and take it out, then we hybridize the technique, then the detect hybridizing DNA, and this is used for classes of satellite DNA referred to as a mini satellites. Okay, so then we use the PCR technique, polymerized chain reaction technique, to identify it. And you see in this figure, if you focus on the screen, you see this figure. This is basically how DNA fingerprinting is there. See the parental DNA and this. So this pattern, the banding pattern of DNA, gives you a close hint, and when you are taken out in this, you can splice them. you see, you can place them, you can make the repetitive segments, and you can make out that these individuals, that they are taken, the probes, different probe, those plates, and we can use it to generate the DNA fingerprinting. Now with this we come to the end of